Hello, champions! Welcome back to another one of the most requested video on the channel. And today, we are diving into something that can truly change how you play FC Mobile. We're talking about defending. Yes, those make-or-break moments when one mistake can lose the match and one perfect defensive read can save your game. It doesn't matter how strong your attack is. If you don't know how to defend like a pro, you'll struggle against top opponents. Now, whether you're just starting out or you're already a skilled player who wins matches but can't stay consistent, this video is made just for you. If you've ever faced those tricky players who move the joystick like magicians, if your defenders always feel slow, lost, or out of place, if you panic during one-on-one situations, or if your opponent keeps breaking through your line with crazy tricks and passes, then this video is exactly what you need. We'll go through real strategies, deep insights, smart decisions, and in-game logic that even top leaderboard players use. So get your notepad, focus up, and let's begin your journey to becoming a defensive beast. Let's start simple but powerful. If your team doesn't have a strong backline, no tactic can save you. You might have amazing attackers, blazing fast wingers, and expensive midfielders, but if your defenders are weak, every lob pass turns into a nightmare. Every through ball leads to a goal. Every one-on-one becomes panic. So the first step is this: build a wall. You don't need highest OVR defenders with all the fancy traits, but you do need to be smart. When choosing your center backs, go for someone tall. Height really matters. It helps with corners, aerial duels, headers, and last-minute clearances. Find players who can jump well and head the ball with power. If your defender has the power header trait, you're lucky, but height and traits are not enough. You also need to check work rates. A high defensive work rate means your center back will stay back, hold the line, and react fast. If his attacking work rate is also high, that's dangerous. He might run forward and leave your goal wide open. The best combo is high defensive and low or medium attacking work rate. This keeps your center back focused on defending. And here's another smart thing. If your center back has the long passer trait, you get an extra bonus. He can launch accurate counterattacks from the back line. Instead of just clearing the ball, he can pass perfectly to your winger or striker. Once you get these things right, your back line becomes much more secure. But building your team is only the first part. The real battle happens on the pitch, and that's where positioning comes in. Next, I will talk about positioning on the ground and the art of staying in control. Defending in FC Mobile is not just about running toward the attacker and tapping the tackle button. Think of it like this. You're guarding a castle. Your defenders are the guards. Do you want them running outside and chasing every enemy they see? No, you want them standing at the gate, strong, calm, and ready. That's how your defense should behave. One of the biggest mistakes players make is pulling defenders out of position. Let's say the ball is in midfield. The opponent is passing around. You get impatient and rush your center back into midfield to press. But that one move opens a big hole in your defense. And then one quick through ball. Boom. The striker is in front of your keeper, all because you lost your shape. So here's one golden rule. Never move your center backs forward unless it's really needed. Your back line is your last wall. Keep them deep. Let them protect the goal. Let them watch the runs and block the passes. If they stay in place, your defense becomes stronger. There will be fewer gaps for the opponent to use. You can even catch attackers offside more often. And most importantly, you stay calm under pressure. Now let's talk about two main styles of defending. Some players are aggressive. They're always sprinting, always pressing, always sliding. It looks brave, but it burns stamina fast. It leaves your team open to skills and quick passes. Then, there are patient defenders. They stay calm. They wait. They don't tackle until they know the right time. They don't chase. They just read the play. People might say they're lazy, but they win games. They save energy. They make the opponent panic. And they strike when the moment is right. The best way is to use both styles. Know when to press and when to wait. For example, if your opponent is in the midfield area building an attack, that's the time to be aggressive. Use your midfielders to press and win the ball back. But once they get close to your box, now it's time to switch to patience. Use your center backs. Watch the striker closely. Don't tackle yet. Just follow him. See what he's planning. Is he about to shoot? Is he setting up a finesse shot? Wait for the right moment. Then make a clean tackle. One perfect tackle can destroy an entire attack. This kind of defending takes practice, but once you learn it, you'll feel in control. And when your defense is solid, the whole game becomes easier. All right, you've already learned how to build a solid backline and how to position your players smartly. Now, it's time to take your defending to the next level. Because now we're going to talk about something that makes a huge difference in tight matches: the player switching. One of the biggest mistakes new players make is relying too much on auto-switching. Auto-switch can help sometimes, but when you face strong opponents who know how to time their passes and movements, auto-switch becomes too slow. So, what's the solution? Manual switching. Manual switching means you tap the switch button at the right moment, with full control. But don't just switch randomly. Don't keep pressing the button without thinking. That only creates confusion. Always switch to the defender who is closest to the danger, facing the ball, and already in a good position to react. If the attacker is coming in from the wing, switch to the fullback who is near him, not the center back who's far away. If the striker is about to receive a through ball, switch to the CB early and start positioning him even before the ball gets there. The earlier you switch, the better your positioning will be. And the better your positioning, the easier it is to block a pass or make a clean tackle. If you switch when the attacker is already shooting or dribbling past, it's already too late. Switch early, move early, control the situation before it becomes dangerous. This kind of switching, done at the right time, makes you feel like a pro defender. You'll start making smarter decisions and stopping attacks before they even begin. Now let's talk about something very powerful: prediction. Because defense is a mind game. Defending isn't just about reacting. It's about reading your opponent's mind. Yes, FC Mobile is not only about skills, it's also about psychology. What separates a good defender from a great one is the ability to predict the next move. Let's imagine this. Your opponent is inside your box and getting ready to shoot. What do most players do? They panic, they tackle early, they slide too fast. But what happens then? The attacker fakes the shot, cuts inside, and scores. That's why you need to stay calm. Watch closely. Look at the way the attacker is moving. Look at the angle. Is he setting up for a finesse shot? Is he using a weak foot or strong foot? Let me give you an example. If the opponent has a striker like Son with a 5-star weak foot, he can shoot with either foot easily, so it's harder to guess. But if the striker is someone like Salah, who's left-footed with a weaker right foot, you already have a clue. You block his strong foot. You force him to switch sides and take a shot with the weak one. That's how you lower the chances of a goal. This small detail can make a huge difference, especially in tight matches. You should also watch for patterns. Some players always do a step over before shooting. Some always cut inside. Others just run in circles until you lose patience. Watch their habits. Let them do what they always do, then trap them. For example, if they always flick the ball before shooting, act like you're going to press, then pause. Let them flick right into your tackle. That's real defending. Not just chasing the ball, but thinking 2 steps ahead, like chess. Now it's time to unlock a powerful tool, the second defender button. This is the command where one of your defenders pressures the opponent while you control another player. But many players spam it too much, and that causes problems. Let me tell you what not to do. Don't use the second defender when 2 or more attackers are in your box. Don't press it every time your opponent is near your goal. And don't expect it to win the ball every time. Instead, use it to apply pressure while you position yourself for a clean tackle. Here's a situation. Let's say your opponent is running down the left wing. You're controlling your CB and protecting the middle. Now you press the second defender button. Your fullback starts moving toward the opponent from the side. Now the attacker is trapped between 2 defenders. He doesn't know what to do. He may panic, pass early, or mess up his skill move. That's when you move in for the steal. It works best when you and the AI defender are coming from different directions. One from the front, one from behind. But don't overdo it. If the second defender runs too far and gets dragged out of position, your opponent can easily pass around him. That opens dangerous spaces. So only use the second defender when you are sure the support will help and not hurt. As always, it's all about timing. Now let's talk about your midfielders. Most people only think about center backs when they think of defending. But in truth, your midfielders, especially your CDMs, are your first line of protection. Use your CDMs to press early in midfield. Cut the passing lanes. Don't chase attackers into your box with midfielders. If your CDM gets beaten, quickly fall back and switch to your defender. Also, don't just look for fast midfielders. Check their interception rating, defensive awareness, and aggression. These things matter more than just pace. A smart midfielder who stands in the right spot can block a whole attack with one interception. Now finally, I'll talk about game management. Let's imagine this. You're leading 2-0. It's the 80th minute. You feel confident, so you go for a third goal. But the attack fails. You lose the ball. The opponent counters fast and scores. Now it's 2-1. You get nervous, they get confidence. This is how leads slip away. When you're winning, especially in the last 10 minutes, don't go all-out attack. Switch to a defensive mindset. Pull your players back. Keep your shape tight. Let your opponent attack. Let them take risks. Your job is to defend smartly. Keep the ball, or wait for a clear counter chance. But don't rush forward just to score again. That's when mistakes happen. Sometimes defending your lead is more important than scoring another goal. That's how pro players think, and that's how you should think too. So my friends, these are the defending skills that separate casual players from pro-level champions. Choose smart defenders, stay calm, switch wisely, time your tackles, and most importantly, be patient and confident. If you master these strategies, your defending will turn from messy to unbreakable. If you found this video helpful, make sure to subscribe, like, and share it with your squad. See you in the next video.